One day, the Persian queen embarrassed the king in front of his lords and nobles. They all agreed that she should be replaced. So a decree went out for all the beautiful virgins to come to the palace. Among them, the king would choose the next queen. Esther was a beautiful Jewish girl who had been raised by her older cousin, Mordecai. She went to the palace because of her beauty and virtue. Her cousin warned her not to tell anyone that she was Jewish. In the course of time, she was made queen. After that, two important events happened about the same time. One was that Mordecai heard a plot to kill the king. He told the officials about this, and the plot was stopped, and Mordecai was written, his good deeds were written into the official records. The second event was that a man by the name of Haman was made the highest ranking official of the government. That meant every time he walked by, people would bow low to him. Everyone except Mordecai. When Haman saw this, he was enraged. He wanted to see Mordecai killed, but more than that, he wanted the destruction of his entire race. He went to the king and said, there's a people who are different than everybody else. They don't obey your laws because they have their own. It's not good that we allow them to live. Let me serve you by organizing their destruction. It would be my honor to pay the costs for doing this. The king agreed, and a decree went out that the Jewish people were to be destroyed. Haman chose a date. Then he sent out a decree saying that on that date, all the Jewish people were to be killed. That would include the men, the women, and the children. And their property would be given to the people who did the killing. Once this proclamation was translated into all the languages of the empire, it was sent out quickly. Fear gripped the Jewish people across the entire empire. Esther didn't know about it because she was in the palace. But she heard that Mordecai was mourning in a public place. So she sent a servant out to see what was wrong. He explained everything to the servant and gave him a decree to take back to the queen. He said, the queen must go see the king and plead mercy for her people. Esther sent a message back saying, no one's allowed to go see the king unless they have an invitation. Those who do are killed unless he extends the golden scepter towards them. I haven't been called to the king for over 30 days. Mordecai said, don't think you will escape just because you're in the palace. If you refuse to help, your people will be spared through another source, but you will die. I think you have come to the kingdom for such an hour as this. Esther sent a message back. Tell our people to fast for 3 days. They're not to eat food or drink water. My servants and I will do the same. And after 3 days, I will go see the king, even though it's against the law. And if I die, I die." So after 3 days, Esther put on her royal robes and went and stood in the inner court so the king could see her from his throne. He looked up, and when he saw her, he was pleased and extended the golden scepter towards her. She came up and touched the end of it. He said, "Tell me, what do you want so I can give it to you?" Well, she said, "If what I want is for you and Haman to come to a banquet that I prepared for you." "Done! Guard, go get Haman. Bring him here. We're going to Esther's banquet." After they were done eating, the king said to Esther, Now tell me, what is it that you want so I can give it to you?" She said, "Oh, my king, if it truly pleases you to grant my request, then bring Haman and come back tomorrow night for another banquet. At that time, I will tell you my request."